Welcome everybody to Spinner Rack. Today we got a great idea, courtesy of D-Man himself. So we give him props for that. And we're going to talk once again about what hero should we have his own show on CW?
Which other superhero?
Which show?
I know, which other hero from the DC universe? No, you didn't say that.
I said
you have to define it. Which other hero from the DC universe is entitled to, that you feel is strong enough to hold their own on a television show like the CW?
So I'm going to pass this on. Once again, we have PM himself here, the Prime Minister. We have D-Man in here. And we're going to pass it on to our boy, Cal. Cal, what do you think?
Cal, what do you think about it?
Cal,
what do you think?
Oh, God.
What character do you think should be?
Since it's my idea, I'll go first, people. Since it's my idea. Like I said, we don't need no Cal. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I think for me, the character from the DC universe that is strong enough to hold their own, and I think should have their own television show, would be Martian Manhunter. I know what you're saying, people. I know what you're saying. You hear me?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you why, and why I think they should get rid of Supergirl all together. All together.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Just why your character.
I am going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Now, the Supergirl character just tried to bring in a Superman-esque type of feel, and they did it badly with the whole Clark Kent, same persona reporter thing. But hey, with the Martian Manhunter is a detective, so you can bring in the detective formula. Not only that, the first way he's a person that can change. He's a chameleon. So you have a person that can change you have a person who can change his looks. So on top of that, the way to approach this would be that the first episode would be the character searching on what type of form to take. Remember, he can be invisible, so he could be watching He can be watching humans interact. And the first season, or the first couple of episodes, would be which form to take: man, woman, race. Brilliant. Then you have multiculturalism in there. Then you have the detective aspect, where you can have a character like the character from Supergirl, this guy who's playing a person that's playing the alien invasion, right? Who's saying, oh, there's an alien invasion, we have to warn against that, who's actually the White Martian, who is now trying to set up, which brought in John to plan an invasion of Mars. Right? You got the White Martians, and then you have the Green Martians, but there's a secret battle underneath. So don't rub your eyes. It's pretty brilliant. don't rub your head. All right, it's pretty brilliant.
I don't know. You haven't been on. I mean, I can tell a passion, but you haven't been your normal D-Man on this one.
What?
You feel you're a little nervous about this one?
No, I'm not nervous about this. This is hot, son.
I break my stride. You've broken your stride a couple of times. I just want to say that. Just
I am human. I am human. Maybe I could be a Martian in disguise, but my point is about this is, see, I could be mimicking you. That's what I'm trying to say. See how it works, people? And so each season, he can become a new individual. He can be exploring a new sexuality. Take for instance, you can bring.
I know.
Hold on a second.
I like your idea.
Hold on.
Sexuality.
Excuse me. Hold on. Can I speak?
If you're a man, you stay a man.
Gosh.
Okay.
Listen.
It's not Caitlyn Jenner.
Martians have children. Male Martians can have children, man. So here's my thing. Here's the thing. You can bring in other elements from the other aliens. You can bring in Starro, the alien that conquers by. He can say, hey, he conquered my world, and then the whole what's that movie with the Body Snatchers? The Body Snatchers. Okay, yeah. What's it called again? The movie was
Invasion of
the Body Snatchers. You got something like that where he's a detective trying to find out another alien that's taking over, controlling people. It doesn't have to be a face hugger like they did for the.
That could be cool. It'd be a little tiny star on the side
of the back of the neck, on the chest. I know he's feeling this. I know he's feeling
We're
this,
going
people.
back to
Hold
Star.
on,
We're
hold
going
on
back
a
to
second,
Star
I'm
Trek
not done.
DS9 where
I'm
we
not-
have
hold
like
on a second,
Jadzia
I'm
Dax
not-
and the other thing.
Hold on a
That's
second.
right.
Hold on. My point about this is that so you got multiculturalism. The other thing you have transgender. You can explore that area.
Okay, wait a
Hold on a
second,
second.
wait
Let
a
me
second.
talk here, sir. You can explore
This is your own personal one, right?
Listen,
this is like
there is a
Elements of it
movement.
are
There's
very
a-
good, but
yeah,
that whole
hold on, the
transgender, Caitlyn Jenner business that we know you like.
because he's
you know.
exploring. So the next season he can explore being
What
a
is-
woman.
he's a-
He's
but
exploring being a
male.
woman. He can,
Why is he exploring?
He's exploring being a female woman. He can change. He can change.
He can
his-
change it to a woman,
He
but
can
why does
change
he have
and then
to
explore.
decide-
Why not? What would
Why
be
does
the
he
problem?
need to
If you're a
explore?
man, you're a man.
Then you have stories taking it from that
I think you have
perspective,
enough
falling in love, or maybe having
Oh my
having a what you
God.
call
Dude,
it.
that's
look,
on season 5 when you're not sure
You
you'll get
can-
viewers for that season.
what-
There
okay,
you go.
but the first couple
Yeah,
of
let's
seasons,
go.
I like what you say.
You-
Your first
they're
season
gonna
sounded
kick you
good.
out
The
on
second
5.
season,
You can
Yeah,
also
they
bring in
try
the
to-
other DC characters who are aliens, like what's it called it from Starfire from Titans, right? And then trying to what you call
Nah,
it with
man,
her.
we're
Maybe
reserving her for
says,
Teen
I don't
Titans,
want to
baby.
be a woman anymore after he sees Starfire.
Maybe.
I
What I'm
can't
saying-
compare.
What I'm saying is, the whole alien invasion thing could be a subtext for the real war, which is the white Martians against the the green Martians, and the person who's bringing this about
Darkseid.
would be a white Martian in disguise. Remember, they can read minds, so he's wondering why he can't read this human, and then of course the reveal is that he's a white Martian, and then the whole backstory of the white Martians, and then of course you can play up the whole superhero aspect along with the the detective elements in this. Brilliant. It would be perfect, people. It would
D-Man,
work.
I
don't
like
know if it's being
elements of your
brilliant.
show. I like elements of his show.
like
But
elements
the
of my
problem
show,
I've
too.
always hated
Yeah,
is
good
that
show.
being a detective,
Real good show.
he can read minds. So what can you need? What do you need to detect? You know what I'm trying to say? You can be invisible in the room. So what do you need to do? You know, I mean, basically, you can do
Superman
everything.
can do everything. Superman can
So
do
there's no
everything.
need to
Superman,
detect.
hold on a second. Superman can do a lot of things. Superman can do a lot of things, but
This is not a
they
Superman
limit.
show.
So does Supergirl.
We don't
Has a
wanna
lot.
talk- we don't wanna talk about
Supergirl and Superman can do a lot of things.
We don't want
but
to
you
talk about
limit
Superman.
the context.
One
to what,
day, can we go through one show
gosh.
without talking about Superman?
Okay.
One show.
Okay.
One show.
Let's say the Flash can do a lot of things,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But you saw an episode where he's coming up against a guy who can, with a fire gun and a guy who with the freezers, and he can't take these weapons away from them. I'm like,
All right,
oh,
yeah,
come
no,
on,
No,
man,
we're saying
oh,
his day job.
God.
No, we're saying his day job is a detective, but he has the power to read minds, so he can see the guy's guilty.
Maybe
if he's
you
not
can-
sure, hold on.
maybe-
if he's not sure, he can stay invisible in another corner
Remember,
or change,
for
or change, or come
maybe
in.
for
So
television,
it
you don't
can't-
say
it can't
maybe for
work.
television. He said maybe
It's too
for
much power,
no,
man.
it's not. No, it's not because it works for the comic books, and they can limit what he can do
I
at
know.
specific points.
And the comic
maybe
is
the
not
reading
that
of minds,
popular.
but maybe
Let's
the reading
say.
of minds is not as effective if he's emotional or if the person he's trying to read is emotional. Maybe you can throw that aspect in it that he can't read a person's mind if they're just based on if they're going on emotion. So you can write
Man, I like
limitations.
some
I would-
parts of your idea.
I would say the issue, as far as the TV show, is saying he's going to start over and change into another person. Then you lose the support if you have a supporting cast, or you want him to just be a drifter and then he just sort of
Like
meet
Kane,
people.
that's right. You want him to explore human,
I
to
don't
explore
know.
these human. See
Maybe.
that whole
I'm not sure.
CW, I know who you are. My CW team is what
you're hitting.
the whole CW team is whack.
the place
But if you
that I
have a
issue
character,
with.
you
Yeah.
just
I
do
get
it
it.
differently. You can still do a CW show, but do it differently, and then taking the Hulk aspect. Every particular episode, he's coming into contact. Then he can have a particular love interest. He doesn't know they love him as the human being. Remember, to reveal himself as the Martian, that whole dynamic. Is he really trying to create a relationship here?
Wait, but what if we have the show? Why don't we just go full hard total? He has a time limit, and then
Time limit?
a time
Being
limit,
there?
and the time limit being there, and then he just transfers to another host, another body, or another chain.
But that's not how
Yeah.
that's not how he works.
It's quantum leap. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm saying. Quantum leap,
Okay,
Martian.
remember
All right, so-
my idea is
right.
don't try to change my idea
I'm
to something.
just-
Mine
I'm
is the
just
strong.
trying to
Mine is
help along.
mine is
I
the
don't know.
brilliance.
Then
Mine
man
is
or
the
woman,
brilliance.
then the man or woman. You like
Mine
that?
is the brilliance. Where
You tricked me going on the thing of him, moving around and not having the clubhouse of heroes.
Yeah, you don't need-
You're trying to trick me there. I didn't like
I'm
that.
just saying that Martian Manhunter is enough of a character where if he's turning into different characters to interact, you have your revolving cast that that his revolving cast. Maybe he becomes this particular person every time when there's a trouble. Like he becomes this woman where he needs to find out, he needs to get some information from somebody, right? He's the detective, so he uses this particular look or this particular woman face to always get that. So you have your particular revolving cast, but it's all in one person.
That's too much, man.
So we just had.
So you get your CW, you got your CW clubhouse.
I want to put a nail on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do too
Look,
much.
all I'm saying with
more on
that
this one.
and your quantum leap theory is that
No, it's not quantum.
It's not, of course, it's not quantum
I'm
leap,
just
but
trying
it's okay.
I'm trying to simplify
He
it for our
hates.
business.
That's what it is. He
trying
didn't
to
come
say
up
that.
with it. That's why he hates.
No, there are elements that are pretty interesting and stuff like that.
Because
you know?
it's good. I know.
But that whole,
I think the sexuality part.
Uh,
You can try to do it. I don't know.
I don't think it's
You
gonna
gotta
work.
push
I
the
don't know
envelope,
about that.
man.
I don't
A
know
show
about
has to
that.
push the envelope. But anyway, because
So-
you can
so
explore it
who's-
without exploring it. That's the brilliance of it. You can explore it without exploring it.
if he's like an FBI agent detective, probably I could see something more. But if he's a regular detective,
if he's
NYPD,
ambiguous,
it has
and then
to-
he becomes a woman to get information, and then somebody is attracted to that, then you can explore that particular perspective without exploring it.
Well,
He's
all right,
examining.
so, all right, you know what? You're
All right,
cool
but
with
we gotta
exploring your
go to the
sexuality.
next. We gotta go to something
Okay.
else.
What do you think?
What is it? You? Yeah, let's hear you.
No, I wanna hear what
No,
Brian
PD's
said.
last.
No,
Remember,
I'm
PD
not-
was last. Remember, we made this thing before. PD's last. So go ahead.
Okay. I think there's a character that has been unfortunately not explored in depth in the DC
Don't
universe.
say Batman.
Not Batman.
You know he's coming to Gotham, right?
Brother Blood.
Brother
Blood.
Brother Blood.
A villain?
It has to be why he's because remember the son.
He
He's the
can't
son.
do a story without.
Hold on a
the
second. Let's
villain
hear
as
this.
the lead.
we-
No. Let's hear this guy because he's got a villain as a lead character. So
I think
okay,
the
let me
villain-
hear.
I mean, we
with
could do-
Suicide Squad going. Let's hear this.
Look, we can do Lex Luthor, misunderstood. You know what I'm trying to say? He is the good guy in the story.
You said Brother Blood.
No, but I'm just
So
trying to say it doesn't
you're
matter.
having Lex Luthor in your brother
It could be
Blood
Lex
story.
Luthor, Brother Blood. but
No,
I'm saying-
choose one. Just you said Brother Blood.
Brother Blood.
Okay.
So you know, Brother Blood, his son becomes Brother Blood also. It's like a light.
It's a linear
it's
thing,
a linear
legacy,
thing.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm trying to say? So the latest incarnation of Brother Blood is born without realizing that he's part of the whole Brother Blood legacy. You know, but the
It's like
followers.
a son of Satan type of thing.
No,
It's
no,
almost like
I'm
that.
not saying it.
It's
I'm just saying
like that CW
no.
show. Which what was it called? Blood, True Blood. Is it like True
I
Blood?
didn't see True Blood.
Oh, you're
so I-
saying it's like Damien.
iZombie?
This is like Damien.
a little like.
We're just saying. You don't have. It's not
It's
like we're trying to
kinda
take
like-
the story and
yeah.
destroy it. We're just saying it's like.
It's
similar.
like, you know what I'm
Okay.
trying to say?
Yeah.
And so,
Not like Quantum Leap, but like Damien. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
and so, Brother Blood, you know, he comes out, his name, probably won't call him Blood, probably call him Sangre or something like that. You know, his last name.
What is some sort of what's the name? Some gang Bloods and Crips names?
No, it's the French. The which
That's
one?
what that's what the
the
Bloods and Crips.
Spanish.
No, but
Sangre
it's the connection between the what you call
Blood.
it, right? The bloodline, the blood. Which one?
Yes.
Come
But
Okay,
go ahead.
so-
the Sinclairs. That's what he's trying to do. That connection, the Sinclairs. Go ahead.
You know, Damu. You
I
got Damu
can't
in there.
finish if you guys keep interrupting
Go
me.
ahead.
Yo, Damu. Yo,
He's
Damu.
interrupted. Go ahead.
So, listen. So he grows up not knowing who he is, you know, but then the Brother Blood, whoever bad Brother Blood, you know, getting in destruction, he has superheroes coming after him, you know, trying to stop him. He dies. Now,
The boy, the kid.
no, the adult, the original, one part of the lineage.
Okay.
So now they're searching for him, right?
Okay.
They're looking for him, what he is. And he's just a regular guy, and then he gets all this power. You know, he starts getting powers on his own, you know? And the question is, you know, once his people come to him, is he going to like just embrace the darkness? They don't tell him who they really are because they're trying to feed him to make sure they can control him. Is this some guy who can be controlled? Young dude, not old, you know, not experienced in the world. He has no idea about Brother Blood. He never heard about the Bloods and stuff like that. He's just trying to live his life. But he's constantly getting put into situations, you know, where, you know, he has to make a moral choice. He's like a detective, you know what I'm trying to say? A detective who doesn't have superpowers like other ones who can hear and listen and become invisible and read minds. You know, this is actually
Brother Blood
limited.
has powers.
It's coming to him gently and softly. Then he has
Generally and
slow-
slowly. You mean
slowly.
No, you
know
meant
what I'm
softly. Go ahead.
saying? Gently and slowly. You know, why?
That's the Freudian slip. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
You know, while at the same time, there are people trying to get the Brother Blood, you know, and they're saying, this guy, we're going to grab him. Especially some people like the fact that, you know, so they can use the lineage can continue. This Brother Blood also can remember all the powers of Brother Blood. You can go back.
You know what, Petey? I'm sorry. I'm kind of feeling this idea.
not bad.
It sounded pretty good here.
I want to take points off because it's a villain again. But it's always.
You know something? I'm just like, wait a second. I'm feeling this pretty good. Yo, Mario, I have to say, this is pretty good here, man.
I'm just
you
saying,
got me interested
I just want to
here.
I want to explore someone else other than a friggin' hero, you know, and how someone becomes dark, you know.
I like.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I kind of like this.
You know,
I kind of like this. It is a first.
And
first.
he is a detective, or he's doing.
Oh, now you're gonna try to use my detective thing. Why can't you just say he's the young guy who's trying to find out why this situation is happening
has to be-
and there's
we have to use
a
that-
conspiracy to kill him. Maybe there's a conspiracy to kill
No,
him.
but we need to.
There's
use
a
that-
group to kill. Remember, the
we
Brother
need-
Blood is an enemy.
we need to use a device.
Remember, the blood thing there
Right.
with the hive, well, not the hive, maybe the hive. The hive. Oh, see that criminal element.
They're
You see
working
the thing
together.
about yes, that criminal element is trying to kill Brother Blood. He's the new one. He's out there alone. He doesn't know who
trying to
he
take the
is,
idea, man.
right?
He's trying to take the
Maybe there's
idea.
somebody
Stop
that
it.
is going to raise him into the confidant that
Right.
that has been passed down to generation and generation. You are the one who's supposed to bring up
But I'm the opposite. As opposed to a confident trying, you should be this way. Those guys are trying.
Maybe
There's
his love interest is
there's
a
somebody-
hive agent
There's
trying to
the
find him
opposite.
out.
His confidant, his mentor is someone who knows basically what he is.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
trying to mold him differently. This kid is a good kid. You know, it's like the Anakin Skywalker situation.
Kind of like Wanted.
Yeah, kind of like Wanted.
I like this
Exactly.
concept going.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but his love interest could be a hive agent trying to find
Well,
out
I
who
wasn't
he
really
is.
thinking him having a love interest. I was thinking him being a hoe.
Gotta have a
so
love
every week he's a hoe. He's slinging it here and there. He's like Captain Kirk slinging blam, blam, blam. You know,
Gotta have a love interest.
You know, and of course he has tension with some other chick out there in the police office.
That could be a hive agent, a secret hive
I like
agent.
I like the hive agent portion of it. You know.
Yeah, you can
So-
add the hive into it.
That's not bad though. I gotta admit, that's not a bad idea.
So your idea wasn't bad.
I like yours
Just
too,
I don't
man.
like the Martian with the superpowers.
See, I was going very CW with it, because, but I wanted to take it at a different angle, and you was taking it like the iZombie. Like, this is a bad person, like iZombie, a zombie, but you want to say, let's explore this particular element of who this character is and why he becomes bad, and if you can stop this particular path that he's on.
Is your lineage?
Are you destined, right? And he's fighting against that. Or maybe he doesn't know that he's fighting against that, and eventually
Exactly.
he has to become Brother Blood anyway. But go ahead. But I like it. Go ahead.
Me? All right. So I'm gonna do this in stages.
You got two hot ideas over
I
here.
don't have it as developed as you guys, so I'm gonna go through my stage. There's always going to be the mundane DC characters that nobody knows.
Well, let us know.
So
what we
we'll
got.
just go through three things.
Just give the first one.
No,
just give us the one that
Let
you
him
want.
just say what he
Give
got to
us
say.
one.
The one that I wanted to do would be the Demon.
Ooh, okay.
So basically, it
Why
would be,
was that a mundane character? That's a hot character.
No, there's other characters like the Challengers or Mark
Nah,
Merlin.
but the Demon is hot,
the
though.
Demon is the one that seems
Merlin?
like Mark Merlin is the investigator of a bunch.
Yeah. Well,
But
go ahead.
If you go to the Demon, you basically have a setup sort of like what's that thing that was next to Buffy? What was that character?
Angel.
Angel, like Angel.
Love
But
that show.
But you have aspect of you gotta go Camelot. You gotta go back.
You always gotta play
you
back,
gotta
yeah,
go
okay,
As much as you can, but
okay.
it'd be more of a
Almost like
Jason
a
Blood.
Highlander kind of thing.
Yeah, but you definitely have a Jason Blood.
Petey, you got me going here. Go ahead.
So you
Nah.
have more Jason Blood, but then at points you bring in not like the way the Incredible Hulk does, but then you bring in a demon when you can. But it's more a Jason Blood story, some of the past.
Give me a villain.
Well, you got Morgan Le Fay.
Morgan Le Fay,
you got
yeah.
a ton. There's a ton of.
What
villains.
form does she take in this world?
A hot chick.
No, I was.
No,
still,
she has to be hot, of course. Yes,
But I was still.
That's a whole version. That's the whole reason why she still lives.
The bath of fire. The aspect of to get younger, she has to go through this terrible thing of fire that would sort of get her to be young again, but it doesn't hold. So I liked what Kirby did of them, and then Byrne played it up even more. That she's like, basically dying, and you have Jason Blood who's immortal. So it's like this sort of dichotomy.
So she wants the demons. She wants the demon to remain normal. So this is why she's an enemy of Jason
and,
Blood.
and-
No, for the television show is what I'm
yeah.
saying. This is her angle for trying to capture and kill Jason Blood, so
Yeah.
she can have the demon entity as her own.
But then there's a ton of stories. There's the Demon Clarion, the Demon Boy. There's
I'm gonna give you that. I'm
There's a
gonna give
ton
you
of
that. I'd watch that
characters in
show.
there.
I'd watch that show.
But
There's a whole audience that will watch that show.
There's
I
like
think
they
that's
have-
actually-
Because you have the Game of Thrones type of element
no,
you
but
can throw in
you
there.
have the super, what's the name?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, that's
they had
dead.
he had like a werewolf character.
Wow.
There's a ton of Kirby sort of things that are in there. That
No, but you can definitely play up the classic horror.
Yes,
Right?
that's
Oh,
what he did. That's what Kirby did. And then something,
PD!
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed, sir.
So what
You
was
didn't
your
impress
next-
me last time with that Fantastic Four thing, but you impressed me this
Let's
time.
not go back to Fantastic
No,
Four, please. What do you think? What's the other one you were saying?
No, the other ones are just saying, seeing how the challenges of the unknown would work as a TV show.
All right, you lost me. You lost me. They already did the challenges unknown. It's called Lost in Space. Okay, moving on.
That's a long time ago.
But
I mean,
it's
it can-
still, we don't need it again.
No, but we
No,
don't
but
need it. It could be a change.
Lost in Space. That's what it is.
Lost in Space
Star
is
Trek.
just in space. The challenges can go different dimensions, all that, and then
Star
they don't have
Trek.
any powers. Come on, the different dimensions, that magic, space, all that stuff in one story.
I'm feeling the
I know,
demon better.
but I wanna
Mine would
see-
be called the Manhunter, not Martian Manhunter. It's called the Manhunter, because he's a detective and you understand. And
Or the superpowered detective, right? You really need a superpowered detective
Yes.
if you're a detective. You know what I mean? Once if you
you
know
was
it,
trying to do what you call this blood detective, right?
but he doesn't have all the
Blood
power. He's just a
detective.
regular dude at
He's
the
a
moment.
blood-
You know what I'm trying to say?
But you was trying to make him a detective instead of just a regular dude.
That's his device.
Why
because,
can't he-
because he has
He
to get
doesn't need a
involved.
device. He can be this person who's waking in this particular scenario, like he's being praised as a
Yeah.
god, and he's like, "Hey,
But he doesn't know that. That's the whole point.
that's the
whole
brilliant
first
part
season,
about
he
it." But
isn't-
why would he need to be a detective for that?
No, because you want to put him in situations where he's doing things and you're trying to do the right thing. And
His
some
own
things are-
investigation into his own past and who he is more than enough. He doesn't need to be a detective. The other detectives that may be wanting to help him find out what his legacy is could be his love interest or that other part of the. But you have
Why does that
every
have to
good
be a
idea.
love interest? I don't know why we always have to have a
He's
love
not
interest.
saying that.
Yo, he needs to be the
couldn't-
Captain Kirk slinging it left and right.
Okay, but anyway, I like your demon Jason Blood. That's kind of
That's
hot.
good,
I didn't think about that character.
Yeah.
And the Morgan Le Fay, I like that whole
Yeah.
fire.
Anybody else that you may guys think about that he could be a possible?
I think the
DC?
most commercial one to me would be Lex Luthor. Because you know why?
Mr.
No.
Villain.
You know why? You know why?
Start with the villain.
You know why?
I like Lex myself.
You know why? Because
But what do you
unlike
do?
some of the other villains, he's not crazy. He just
is
has a point.
crazy. He's
Well,
a mad
Zack
scientist.
Snyder's turned him into
Yeah,
crazy.
well, that's crazy.
He's a mad
The
scientist.
bells are
But
coming.
he can come. Like the guy in Smallville who portrayed him. He plays him pretty even keel, and you need something like that where it's like, why did he turn?
No, but that's
he just didn't
more
turn.
of a-
Nah,
that's
see,
more
it's
of
not
a
him being that he
Burn
doesn't think of
Wolfman
himself.
one,
He doesn't
though.
think of himself
Exactly.
as
You
evil.
can't think of exactly. The protagonist
Evil
can't think of
people
himself.
don't think of themselves as being evil. They think of them doing the right
crazy.
thing. That's the angle. But I'm thinking. Let me see. The other character I was thinking that could be another CW show would be Booster Gold.
They're gonna do that, man. I
Are
don't know
they
about
going to do
Booster.
that?
Yeah, they're
I
gonna
didn't
do
know
a
they were
show.
talking about. Really?
Yeah,
Booster
they're
Gold
I didn't know
is really
that.
great character.
I know.
But,
I
oh
agree with you
no! If you play him the way they do him for this, where he could
Right.
have his little groupie and clubhouse,
That's-
it works better for Booster Gold than any of the other characters
I
they
looked at it
have.
and I was
Oh,
not crazy.
okay, having sort of like a club.
Because he's coming from the past to make himself a hero in the future.
Yeah.
So hero in the past. He's coming from the future to make himself a hero in the past.
But he
so
just seemed like a douche all the time.
correct, but
Yeah.
that's why you have this cast of people. He'd bounce. His character would bounce off of these guys, so they'd ground him like, hey, you can't be a douche. He's understanding how to be a hero in this time. That's the only character. But I didn't know they were thinking about
Yeah.
doing that. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
Booster Gold.
I didn't know that. Then that idea that works. My other last one would be which was a character that they had, which was a brief stint, which was Blue Devil. I love the Blue Devil.
Yeah,
Blue Devil was
yeah,
cool as
yeah.
hell, man.
Yeah, he was
The whole
okay.
movie actor, and he's playing this suit,
Yeah.
and then this demon, causes him. He thinks is a movie it's movie magic, and it causes him to fuse with the suit, and he's the Blue Devil for him.
And on that note,
And then he's trying to, find a way to become human again, which would be the catalyst for the whole show. But go ahead.
On that note, I've met Paris Cullins, the artist of Blue Devil, like a couple of times.
Get out
Dude,
of here.
oh
He's
wow!
been at the
I
Newark
love that guy's art.
Comic-Con and what
Wow!
else is he
Did
at?
you really?
And he's at the when we went to the Comic-Con in at the what's the name?
The
Schaumburg. In
Schaumburg,
Schaumburg.
yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
Was he?
Yeah. So-
Oh, his artwork, his humor, the way he draws humor. Oh man,
yeah.
he's so underrated.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
underrated.
There's so many of those sort of guys like Kieran Dwyer that could
Oh.
do monthly stuff, and they were dynamic. They could do the ballet, as good as anyone.
But then why do you figure they're not selling when they have an opportunity to put these
Could have been
characters?
story. Could have been the time that they came out. I mean, the Blue Devil was like early '90s,
Yeah, I remember, but I'm
very
just saying-
early '90s.
Well, the writer said that he sort of was a person who was like, I'm doing this now, and I want to do something else. So he just moved on. He wasn't doing that much. I think the next thing he wanted to do was New Gods, which he did. But at the same time, him and Mark Evander, they were saying they just weren't meshing. So there's a bunch of that, and then there's Blue Beetle stuff. That's some nice stuff too.
He did the Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
I didn't
that
realize.
one should have really made it because he
Yeah.
did like 17 issues of that.
Yeah, it was
And
it was
solid,
it was good.
so-
It was solid.
Yeah.
If you
You
keep
know what's
talking about
interesting?
Blue Beetle,
I thought you was going to mention Vigilante. I
yeah,
thought you was going to go
yeah,
Vigilante.
I
I
did
thought
that.
you was going to do
Yeah,
Vigilante.
Yeah.
they did Vigilante. Then I watched this video, and they were talking about a Vigilante character in Arrow, and I was like, man.
Well,
damn.
you had that Vigilante character in Daredevil, which is the Punisher.
No, I'm talking about the Vigilante from the DC.
Oh, they were talking about bringing him
No,
into Arrow?
they-
A
they-
Vigilante
that kind of
like
character,
black
they-
character.
possibly.
But that's who I thought you was originally going to say.
I love the Vigilante.
I know you
Remember
love
the
the
kind- I
Vigilante.
used to love
I
that
thought you was
kind
going
of-
to say
Just a
Vigilante.
regular
The
dude.
first, those,
But now they got so many
the
people like
Titans
that
in
now,
those
you know
first
what I'm
three
saying?
Yeah,
issues
yeah,
was
that's
amazing.
true. That's true.
Right.
Who was there? Anybody else besides the Challenges of the Unknown?
Was it? No, it was just a character that was a detective called Mark Merlin, who had all these weird stories where he'd be in different space, but he was just like a basic detective guy. He wasn't like Doctor Strange, but he'd be in different worlds and just. I mean, my idea is I always want to see some mundane character, so I'm gonna just jump. The character I really want to do is say I want to do a Wyatt Wingfoot show. Where Wyatt Wingfoot would go through the Marvel
Wingfoot.
universe and run into
We
different
said
things.
CW.
I know.
DC.
CW.
You know what came to mind when you said detective? The Question.
Oh.
When they did that Justice League episode with him and the Huntress, I was like, you know what? The Question could have his own show with this psychotic and the conspiracy theory thing.
That, and if you look
That
at
was a
what,
brilliant take on him too.
Yeah, if you
Brilliant
look at,
take on the
what's
Question.
Guy, what Darwin Cook did for like 3 pages.
The Question.
He had the Question, and Question has a ski hat on, and the question face, and the no face. Like he updated him, but kept him pulp. Like you can do that sort of stuff and not have to have the hat. And
I like the
whatnot.
brim hat though.
I like that. So
The brim hat is an iconic look.
You can keep the hat. You can keep that, but you can also do other things. You don't have to do what
The
Danny
fedora?
O'Neill did and put him in that like the windbreaker and like the big and the hair. Like
The
that's-
fedora. Oh, I know. Oh, I see what you. Yeah, because his hair. Well, the fedora was cool. I mean, it's a classic
no, keep
look.
it. I'm not saying that.
It's a
But I'm just saying
classic
like push it so you don't use the colors like they did, like having that like the teal blue, like really like light blue. Like you don't have to do that, but keep the face.
But that's what
it.
I was thinking
And the
would
way
be-
Frank Miller did for one page was nice too.
I
And
didn't see
remember
it.
that one page he did in the first issue of Dark Knight Strikes Again. He had one page that was hot with the. That's the one page I really liked.
I didn't
in
see
the Dark Knight Strikes
I
Again.
didn't see the rest of the Dark Knight Strikes
It's in the
Again.
first issue.
The first issue was
But
garbage.
no, we agree
and
that
I
the
forgot-
question would be a good one. I
Yes,
would like the question.
Yes, and I think Justice League's take, that cartoon take on him, it was Justice League Unlimited at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
It became Justice League Unlimited, and
Yeah.
that particular take on the question, with him being the psychotic,
Not psychotic.
well, he's borderline, he's
He is.
borderline schizophrenic, with the
going too
conspiracy
far.
theory.
He can
No,
have
that
a
was a great
conspiracy.
angle that they took on him.
Yeah, but don't
Yeah.
say. I don't want to go too far saying he's schizophrenic.
I
'cause
mean,
that goes
psychotic
into,
and
that goes
schizophrenic.
into the Rorschach, where Rorschach is sort of
Yes.
making fun
Well,
of.
Rorschach is not good. He's not crazy. He's not just psychotic. He's demented, and he's an abused individual. But
That's
but
a whole
his-
other show.
Yeah, the Watchmen character.
what-
But the take on Question, I thought was a brilliant take.
I know this is not a character, but one series that I would love for them to do is the Teen Titans.
They're going to
No,
Spike.
not they really do a Teen Titans
Yeah,
show. I mean,
no, they
like
can't do-
Marv Wolfman's story,
Yeah,
the
the
Raven
Day in the
story,
Life,
the Day
yeah.
in the Life,
I agree. With
a
Cyborg, Cyborg is now in
before-
Justice League. I agree. If they could have done that.
really
What
good. Not
about
this
the
kid-
animated one before they went go-go? Remember the animated Teen Titans?
Yeah, I
with
remember that one. Yeah.
Glenn Murakami?
I liked
it
it.
was okay.
I liked it. It was cool. I just
Not
didn't-
as good as I thought it would be.
I liked the idea that they used Deathstroke, which is thing there, but if they could have matured it a little bit more and give me more of the the Judas Contract.
Oh, man.
Oh, the greatest title ever.
Oh,
It's the
man.
greatest title.
Oh.
You can't beat that title alone.
The story was good
one of the
too.
great
No, I'm
storylines.
saying just like
One of the
Atlas
great
Shrugged,
storylines.
Yeah.
just having something that's a great
Judas
title. That
Contract.
you say that
The Judas
not
Contract?
only is it a good story,
Like the
basically you could just
yeah.
say, hey, the Judas Contract. That could be a movie. Could be anything.
We need to do a review of that story or something.
Oh,
Classic
man.
stories.
It was
You know what I'm saying?
And then we did it.
Judas Contract and the Trigon with Trigon. About like I said, they did the Trigon, but it was good for what it was because they tried to play it younger and a little more teen. But they it was called the Teen Titans,
Yeah, I
so
know.
they played up that.
Then
but,
drop the teen and put Titans.
oh man, if you could give me some of that, and then you can give me some of
Raven.
the Titans and Troy and and the war with the gods with the
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It escapes me.
yeah, me too. That
Oh,
Titan
you know
thing.
about Titan Hunt?
Was it Titan Hunt? That's what it was
The
called?
later one with who's that?
No,
guy?
it wasn't later. It was. This is why Troy changed her name from Wonder Woman because of the Titans. That's where she found out her lineage.
yeah.
The Titans.
Yeah, you
So
know,
that's
Who
what I'm
is
talking
Wonder
about.
Girl?
Yeah,
Who's
yeah. The
Wonder
Who's
Girl?
Wonder. Yeah, the Who's Wonder Girl storyline is George Perez. Muy brillante. Oh my gosh.
pretty good.
Muy caliente, man.
I mean, he should have owned DC the way he was going.
Oh!
Well, he was so hot.
But the other crazy part is that story was so good, and then but Perez was saying him and Marv weren't really simpatico at that
Are
point.
you serious?
And I was saying, it was like, when I opened those books up, it was like a movie. I was like, man, this thing is moving. Like, he's like, if the stuff is happening, he was like, wow. He hasn't lost a step. And he was like, no, I didn't really like that period. I was like, what are you talking about?
But
And,
that's
his wife would say the same thing. It's like, you're making a ton of money even when you're doing layouts. He's like, no, it's not my best work. He's like,
Wow.
look at the
The
work.
Donna Troy was just layouts.
No, not the. When he gets to layouts, when he left Titans, he was just doing the first time. It was just the layouts, and he was like saying, "He's like, I'm just stealing. I'm just taking money, and I'm not doing my best work because I'm not putting all the
okay.
detail in it."
Okay.
And it's like with the other one, he was more like him and Marv weren't simpatico as they were.
Wow. From the beginning.
Not like they, had issue, just like before.
No,
it was
I
like-
understand. Yeah. Because they what you call it? They plot everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very simpatico in the beginning. I mean, loved this stuff. I mean, Deathstroke. Deathstroke's son. What's his name?
Oh, well, you're talking about the
Ravager. Yeah, Ravager. The Hive, Brother Blood. You just go down the list. Trigon, the whole Raven saga.
The whole Starfire.
Jericho. The introduction of
Blackfire.
Deathstroke.
Blackfire.
Blackfire. Oh, I forgot all about
Blackfire.
that. Woo!
It was a pretty good run. It was a pretty good run. But his Wonder Woman run was really good too. And I was shocked that they didn't use that for the movie. I thought that was probably the definitive
How do you know
run.
they're not using some of it from the movie?
Because it's in the 40s, right?
No, like the 1919, the First World
even
War.
earlier.
Yeah,
So-
but they're trying to set up that she, I guess, this is why I think that if they're doing it right, that Paradise Island should be in a place where it's in a place beyond
timeless?
time. Yeah, it's
Timeless,
timeless. So it sits outside of time, and so
Yeah, that'd be
I guess
fine.
every time she goes back, that's how I would play it. She shouldn't be an immortal. She should be a person that every time she goes back to Paradise Island, she can stay there and it passes through time, and
But
the
isn't she
world goes
immortal,
by.
though? Isn't she immortal?
She's
She's a
immortal,
goddess, yeah.
Yeah,
Not a goddess, but she's immortal. The Amazons are immortals.
No, she should be immortal
But isn't
because
she
she's made out of
one-
clay. The Amazons
but
should not be. They're human.
Everybody's made out of clay.
Not
Especially-
the Amazons.
Yeah.
No.
In the original story, they weren't, but they're all created sort of the same way Prometheus. When in the Perez one, you see them come out, all those souls come out from the water.
Right.
They all come out from the beach. They all rise from the beach.
But they keep changing it. So the original one, I think, is just
Because they were all, in the Perez ones, they were all souls that were, that someone killed.
I have a
And they
different
came
take
back.
on it. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I have a different take. Anyway.
It was an interesting take, though, on when he put it that way.
Well, that was more. That's what the fact of the women being, killed. That was the
Yeah,
part that.
that's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, they're being killed. They're not immortal. I mean,
but
No,
when
and
they
then it
took
came
the
back.
soul.
So
They
the
wasn't
souls of people who were
Yeah,
killed
like they
in
kept all the
that.
souls in one place, and then they made it
I'm
into-
confusing. I'm confusing it. I know
Yeah,
I
they
am.
did.
Well, we've
on
had
the
a pretty
beach.
good episode, gentlemen. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to say?
No, I'm
no,
saying we agreed a little more than we've done.
Well, I
before.
like you
I'm
guys. I like you
shocked.
guys' ideas. I mean, to tell you
And
the
we were able
truth,
to
I would
discuss
take any
things.
one of your guys' ideas over Supergirl. I'm telling you that now. And Arrow.
But
and
Alfred
Arrow.
looks
I like
cute.
Arrow, so-
And nah, I cannot.
They're
No way.
They're revamping the whole Arrow show, so it's
They
coming back.
revamp it. Just take it off because that is not grim and gritty. Daredevil is grim and gritty. Dave show. When
No,
I saw
no,
that show,
this
I
is-
was just like, this is kind of ABC grim and
but the
gritty. I
thing
don't
is,
want to see this. This is
you're
crap.
looking at two different things.
No, I'm not.
Arrow was done before
I wasn't
that,
looking at
and
it.
so now you have
No.
Daredevil, which is even grimmer than what.
No,
Arrow.
what they were looking at is the Smallville, and then they were taking Smallville and say, oh, how do we make Smallville into Batman, but we can't use Batman? Let's use a Batman-esque character, and now we can use the same elements, but now it's more street, earthy. You know, he doesn't have superpowers, and try to make it a little more grittier. And I'm like, this show is not gritty. It's all it's fluff. And I'm looking at these guys going,
All
this
right,
guy's got
all
the
right.
arrow. He's got
The whole
he
first
had a-
season, he
had
was
a
killing people, dude.
He did
How
the
much
trick.
more
He
gritty
did the
can
trick arrow with the with the arrow goes into with a boxing glove, and I was like, this knocking
Come on,
out guys, man.
that was the
I
last
was
one.
I
That
was
was
like,
That's a
okay
one-time
with
thing.
I was
Doesn't
like,
matter.
fine.
Okay, you know
just go
what?
back to killing
We're
people.
going to
All
end
right,
this.
listen,
I don't mind with him killing people.
I would
That's
go
cool,
back to
yeah.
killing people.
Yeah.
Thank,
Okay.
please go back to killing
Yeah.
people.
He's the mayor now, so he ain't going to be killing people.
He's the mayor.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Listen,
I'm
you
good.
gotta-
Hands up. I'm done.
He's mayor of the Cowboys
I'm
too.
done.
Why
I
is
tell
he
you what.
mayor,
I tell
though?
you what. Brother Blood wouldn't be mayor. The demon wouldn't be mayor.
Here we go.
Well, everybody, thank you for showing up for Spinning Rack once again.
The
I think
Manhunter.
We had a really good show today. I just want to say thank you once again. PM, Prime Minister, PD, D-Man.
The Manhunter.
Okay, thank you for showing up. Later.